Let me ask you something that might shake you a little. If you lost everything today, your money, your position, your influence, how many people would still stand by you tomorrow? The painful truth is this: most of the people you call friends are not really your friends. They are attached to your benefits, not to your being. They don't love you. They love the comfort, the opportunities, or the validation they get from being around you. And if you don't learn this truth, you will keep wasting your loyalty on people who were never loyal to you in the first place. Stay with me until the end of this message, because I'm going to show you why no one is truly your real friend, how to stop expecting loyalty, and how to build the kind of mindset that will protect you from betrayal, disappointment, and emotional damage. Most people walk through life believing they are surrounded by genuine friends, people who care about them deeply, people who will always be there no matter what. But if you observe carefully, you will realize something that can be very unsettling. Friendship today is largely transactional. People remain close to you not necessarily because of who you are, but because of what you provide. Think about it. How many of the people in your circle would stay if you stopped giving them attention? How many would call if you no longer entertained their problems or supported them in their struggles? The truth is, most of these relationships survive only as long as you keep paying the invisible price of maintaining them. Transactions don't always involve money. Sometimes the currency is attention. Sometimes it is your emotional availability, your listening ear, your ability to make someone laugh, or even your presence at their events. The reality is that when you stop paying with these currencies, people often stop showing up. That's why so many people feel abandoned when they go through a crisis. It is not because they became bad people overnight. It is because their ability to give something to others was temporarily suspended and the transactions dried up. This is why so many individuals are shocked when they lose their job, fall ill, or encounter hardship. Suddenly, the phone is no longer ringing. Suddenly, the group that once wanted to hang out every weekend doesn't invite them anymore. The people who promised forever silently disappear. What happened? Nothing unusual. Only the transactions stopped. They could no longer contribute to the table, So the so-called friends moved to another table where they could eat. That's how friendship works in today's world. And the irony is, the people who seem the closest to you are often the ones most dependent on the transactions. They might laugh with you, cry with you, and even claim they love you. But strip away the benefits you provide, and you will be shocked at how quickly that so-called love evaporates. That is why heartbreak in friendships hurts so deeply. It's not because people changed, It's because their real motivation was revealed when the transaction ended. This truth can sound depressing, but it's not meant to make you bitter. It is meant to open your eyes. Because once you understand that friendship today is transactional, you stop being naive. You stop assuming everyone who smiles with you is loyal to you. You stop expecting that people who enjoy your company will stand with you when life gets tough. When you see life this way, you become wiser. You realize that many people are around you only for a season, only for what you offer, only for what they can take. And when you know this, you stop holding on so tightly to those who were never yours to begin with. Now, does this mean no genuine friendships exist? No. But they are rare, very rare. And the easiest way to test which ones are real is to lose something. Lose your position, lose your income, lose your ability to give and see who remains. That test will separate the true from the false faster than any words ever could. But until then, understand this: the majority of your relationships are operating on an unspoken agreement. So long as you give, they stay. The moment you stop, they vanish. That is the hard reality. And if you don't embrace it, you will live in constant disappointment. So, friendship today is transactional. Accept that, and you free yourself. Expect transactions, not loyalty. And when you find the rare person who loves you for who you are, not what you provide. Hold on to them with gratitude, because they are the exception, not the rule. One of the hardest truths you will ever face in life is this: most people don't actually love you. They love what you give them. They love the way you make them feel. They love the benefits that come with your presence. But you, the real you, very few people even know, and even fewer truly love. Think about it carefully. If people loved you for who you are, they would stay whether you were strong or weak, whether you were giving or unable to give, whether you were winning or failing. But look around your life and notice the pattern, The majority of people show up only when you are in a position to provide something, be it comfort, encouragement, money, connections, or even entertainment. You see, people are naturally drawn to what benefits them. That's not always malicious, it's just human nature. We are wired to seek value, to seek what makes our lives easier, happier, or more meaningful. And so, when someone comes into our life, we unconsciously assess them for what they bring to the table. This is why the moment you stop delivering that value, their interest begins to fade, You can see it in their silence, in their delayed responses, in their sudden distance. It is not that you did anything wrong, It is that the you they loved was never really you. It was the version of you that provided them something they wanted. That is why so many people feel broken when they go through a season of loss or weakness. They discover quickly that the love they thought was unconditional was actually highly conditional. People loved them when they were always available, always strong, always giving, always smiling. But the moment they needed love, support, or patience in return, those same people vanished. This is because they didn't love the person, they loved the product. And once the product was out of stock, they left the store. This realization is both painful and liberating. Painful because you finally see how shallow many relationships are. Liberating because it frees you from constantly trying to earn or maintain love that was never genuine in the first place. Once you understand that people often love what you provide and not who you are, you stop exhausting yourself by trying to keep everyone happy. You stop draining your soul by constantly giving in hopes that someone will finally prove they care about you for you. And here's the deeper danger. If you don't learn this truth, you will begin to tie your self-worth to what you can provide. You will start believing that you are only valuable as long as you're producing, as long as you're giving, as long as you're serving others. That is a dangerous prison, because the day you can't perform, you'll feel worthless. But your worth must never come from what you provide for others. It must come from who you are, from your purpose, from your identity. Because the moment you tie your value to provision, you become a slave to the expectations of people who never really loved you. So, what do you do with this truth? You learn to observe people. Pay attention to those who only call when they need something, but are silent when you need them. Pay attention to those who only celebrate you when you're high but disappear when you're low. These people never loved you, they loved the benefits. And once you can see this clearly, you stop being surprised when they leave. You stop crying when they betray you. You stop wasting time trying to hold them close. Because you now understand they were never holding on to you. They were holding on to what you gave them. The greatest peace comes when you stop demanding that everyone love you for who you are. Most won't. And that's okay. The few who do, those are treasures, guard them, cherish them. But as for the rest, release them without bitterness. Because if they only loved what you provide, they never truly loved you at all. Loyalty is one of the most beautiful words we know, but it is also one of the most misunderstood. People throw it around casually, promising it with their lips while their hearts are far away. They say, "I'll always be here for you. I've got your back. We're family forever." And in the moment, it feels reassuring. It feels like safety. But when life shifts, when pressure comes, when sacrifice is required, that promise of loyalty dissolves like smoke in the wind. The truth is, loyalty is rare. In fact, it is one of the rarest human qualities you will ever encounter. And because it is so rare, expecting it from everyone is one of the most dangerous mistakes you can make. When you expect loyalty, you hand people the power to hurt you deeply. You set yourself up for heartbreak, for disappointment, for betrayal that shakes your core. Because loyalty, by its very nature, demands sacrifice. It asks someone to stand by you even when standing by you offers them nothing in return. It requires them to defend you when it's easier to stay silent. It requires them to support you when it costs them time, energy, or reputation. And most people are not willing to pay that price. They like the idea of loyalty when it benefits them, but they abandon it the moment it becomes inconvenient. Think about your own experiences. How many times have you thought someone would never leave, only to watch them drift away when your circumstances changed? How many times have you trusted someone with your heart, only to see them side with others the moment conflict arose? That pain you felt wasn't just about what they did. It was about the expectation you carried. You assumed loyalty was automatic, but it's not. It is a gift, and a very rare one at that. That's why wise people don't demand loyalty from everyone. They understand that the majority of people are seasonal. Some are here only for the good times, others only for what they can gain. And once their season is over, they leave. If you expect loyalty from these people, you'll bleed every time they walk away. But if you accept that loyalty is rare, you'll stop being shocked by their departure. You'll see it for what it is: natural, predictable, inevitable. Here's the reality: loyalty is not proven in words, it's proven in storms. Anyone can be loyal when the sun is shining, when there is laughter, when success is abundant. But loyalty is tested in the dark. It's tested when you're at your lowest, when you have nothing to offer, when standing beside you could damage someone else's reputation. And because those moments reveal true character, you quickly see how uncommon real loyalty is. Now, this does not mean you become bitter. It does not mean you stop loving people, stop building relationships, or stop opening your heart. It simply means you change your expectations. You stop expecting loyalty from everyone you meet, and you start treating loyalty as something precious. When you find it, you cherish it because it is gold in a world full of dust. And when you don't find it, you don't break down. You adjust, you move forward. You build yourself in such a way that even without the loyalty of others, you remain unshaken. The most dangerous thing you can do is live with constant expectations. Expect people to always be there. Expect them to always understand. Expect them to always put you first, and you will always end up disappointed. Free yourself from that trap. Don't expect loyalty, discern it. Watch actions, not words. Value those who prove it, and never beg for it from those who don't. When you grasp this truth, something changes inside you. You no longer crumble when someone walks away. You no longer see betrayal as the end of your world. You recognize loyalty for what it is, a rare gem. And because you understand its rarity, you stop handing out the title of loyal so carelessly. You learn to walk with people without expecting them to walk with you forever. That wisdom alone will save you years of unnecessary pain. Disappointment is one of the most painful emotions we experience, not because of what people do, but because of what we believed they would do. The sting of disappointment is never about the action itself. It's about the illusion we created in our minds. We convince ourselves that people will behave a certain way, that they will be honest, loyal, dependable, or supportive. And when reality exposes the truth, our illusion collapses, leaving us crushed. What hurts us is not always betrayal itself, but the expectation that we thought someone would never betray us. When you really think about it, people don't hurt us because they are fake. They hurt us because we believed they were real. We built an illusion that this person was different, this person was solid, this person would never change. And then life reminded us that human beings are flawed, inconsistent, and unpredictable. The deeper the illusion, the greater the disappointment. Word. That is why disappointment often feels like heartbreak. It's the shattering of a dream we convinced ourselves was real. The danger is that most of us live constantly inside these illusions. We assume loyalty where there is none. We assume honesty where deception hides. We assume consistency where instability rules. And every time we are proven wrong, we fall into despair. But the real issue is not what people did. It is what we chose to believe without evidence. If you call someone your friend after only a few months of laughs and good conversations, and they abandon you in your time of need, word, are you hurt because of their behavior, or because of the illusion you built about who they were? This is why maturity requires you to separate illusion from reality. Reality says that people are human, people are flawed, people are often self-centered, and people will do what benefits them. Illusion says that everyone who claps for you is loyal to you, that everyone who smiles with you loves you, word, and that everyone who promises you something will keep their word. The more you cling to illusions, the more you will live in cycles of disappointment, word. But once you learn to see clearly, you begin to accept people for what they are, not what you wish they were. And in that acceptance, disappointment loses its power over you. Imagine how much peace you would have if you stopped assuming permanence in temporary people, word. Imagine how strong you would be if you stopped expecting consistency from those who have never proven it. Imagine how free you would feel if you stopped demanding truth from those who live in lies. The less illusion you build, the less disappointment you suffer. Disappointment thrives in the gap between expectation and reality. If you lower illusions and embrace reality, that gap shrinks, and so does the pain. Of course, this doesn't mean you become cold or cynical. It doesn't mean you shut your heart off from everyone. It simply means you learn to walk with open eyes. You no longer give away titles like best friend or loyal partner without seeing proof over time. You no longer expect people to be unshakable pillars when they've shown cracks again and again. You no longer project your hopes onto others. You take them for who they are, not who you imagined them to be. And in doing this, you protect your heart. The truth is simple: life will always bring moments where people disappoint you, word. But the intensity of that pain will depend on how much illusion you allowed yourself to believe. If you build castles in the sky, the fall will break you. But if you keep your expectations grounded in reality, nothing can destroy you. Disappointment may still knock on your door, word, but it will not destroy your peace. Because you will know, deep inside, that people did not change. You just finally saw them without the illusion, word. The most devastating wounds in life rarely come from strangers. Strangers can insult you. Strangers can cheat you, word. Strangers can even attack you. But their actions don't break you at the core because you never trusted them in the first place, word. True heartbreak comes from betrayal, and betrayal can only be committed by someone you once trusted, word. That's why your greatest betrayals will never come from enemies. They will come from people you once called your closest friends. It is easy to defend yourself against an enemy because you expect nothing good from them. You already know their intentions. You already know their presence is dangerous. You build walls and wear armor when they are around. But a friend, a close friend, word, that is someone you invite into your most private places. That is someone you open your heart to, someone you lower your guard for, word. Someone you let into the rooms of your life that no one else sees. And when betrayal comes from that space, word, it cuts far deeper than any wound inflicted from the outside. Think about the moments in your own life when you felt most broken. Chances are, word, it wasn't a stranger who caused that pain. It was someone you trusted with your secrets, someone you defended when others doubted them, someone you believed would never turn their back on you. The knife in your back hurts so much more because it is held by a hand you once held in friendship, word. Betrayal from a close friend isn't just about the act. It's about the shock, the disbelief, The crushing realization that someone you believed in saw your trust as an opportunity for their gain. The truth is, closeness magnifies betrayal. The closer someone is to your heart, the more access they have to your vulnerabilities. They know your weaknesses, your dreams, your fears. And when they choose to use that access against you, it feels like your entire soul has been violated. That is why betrayal feels heavier than hatred. Hatred is external, betrayal is internal. Hatred attacks you from the outside, betrayal rots you from the inside. But here is what you must understand. Betrayal is not proof that you are unworthy of love. It is proof that not everyone you call friend deserves the title. You see, betrayal teaches you something that smiles and laughter can never teach you. It teaches you who people truly are. It reveals hidden motives. It strips away the mask. And though it hurts, betrayal is often the very thing that frees you from illusions you would have otherwise held on to forever. Your greatest betrayals will come from close friends, but they will also become your greatest lessons. They will teach you discernment. They will teach you to look beyond words and pay attention to patterns. They will remind you that loyalty is proven in silence, not in loud declarations. A true friend is known not by what they say to your face, but by how they speak when you are absent. A false friend is exposed not in times of plenty, but in times of crisis. Betrayal, as painful as it is, refines your vision. It helps you recognize who is truly walking with you and who is only walking near you until the path no longer benefits them. So, don't let betrayal destroy you. Let it educate you. Let it harden your wisdom, not your heart. Because if you let betrayal make you bitter, you lose twice, once to the person who hurt you, and again to the darkness that grows within you. But if you let it sharpen your discernment, you win. You rise above the pain, you adjust your circle, and you become untouchable. Remember, the hand that hurts you may come from someone you once called friend. But the strength you gain from surviving that hurt will last a lifetime. Everyone loves you when you're winning. When you're on top, when your name is shining, when you have resources to give, your phone won't stop ringing. Invitations will pour in, smiles will surround you, and it will feel like the whole world is on your side. But this isn't friendship, it's attraction to gain. People are drawn to your light, not necessarily to you. The real test of friendship comes when that light dims, when success fades, when life strips you of the things that made others comfortable around you. Loss is the great revealer. When you lose money, you see who valued your wealth more than your presence. When you lose health, you see who loved your strength but can endure your weakness. When you lose position, you see who was drawn to your power and not your person. And in these moments of loss, people's true character is unmasked. Some will vanish quietly, as if they were never there. Some will stay just long enough to confirm that you can no longer serve their needs. Only a few will remain. Those are the friends worth keeping. The tragedy is that many people build their sense of belonging based on the crowd that surrounds them in their highs, not realizing that crowds are seasonal. Crowds are loud when the music is playing but disappear when the silence comes. Only true friends endure the silence. Only true friends walk with you when there is no celebration, no benefit, no spotlight, just struggle. And if you've never gone through loss, you may not yet know who your real friends are. This is why you must never measure friendship in times of abundance. Anyone can be kind to you when it's easy. Anyone can stand beside you when it costs them nothing. But friendship that survives loss, that is friendship of substance. When you find even one person who can sit with you in pain, who can stand with you when you're empty, who can defend you when you have nothing left to give, you've found a rare treasure. And that treasure is worth more than 1,000 voices, cheering only when you're at the top. One of the biggest mistakes you can make in life is building your foundation on the loyalty of people. When your happiness, confidence, or sense of security depends on who stays by your side, you are setting yourself up for collapse. People are unpredictable. Their moods change. Word. Their interests shift, their commitments fade. And if your stability is tied to their loyalty, you'll be tossed around like a ship without an anchor. Word. The truth is, you cannot afford to build your identity or your future on something so fragile. People will love you today and leave you tomorrow. They will call you family in one season and treat you like a stranger in the next. And if your worth is wrapped in their loyalty, word, every betrayal will break you, every disappointment will crush you, and every abandonment will paralyze you. Word. That is why you must choose to build your life around something unshakable: your vision, your principles, your values, and your faith. These are things no one can take away from you. When you stop relying on loyalty, you stop being surprised by disloyalty. You stop begging people to stay who were never meant to remain. You stop losing yourself in the desperate attempt to keep others happy. Instead, you become anchored in yourself, strong in your purpose, and secure in the knowledge that your worth does not depend on anyone else's presence. And the irony is, when you reach that point of inner strength, you attract stronger relationships. Because true loyalty is drawn to those who don't demand it. It is a gift, not a guarantee. And when you stop expecting it, you finally gain the freedom to live without fear of who leaves and who stays. When you finally see the truth about people, it's tempting to grow bitter. And it's tempting to close your heart, to distrust everyone, to build walls so high that no one can reach you again. But bitterness only poisons you. Word. It keeps you locked in the pain of the past, replaying betrayals, rehearsing disappointments, and resenting everyone who walks into your life. That's not the answer. The answer is not to stop loving, but to love wisely. Not to stop giving, but to give carefully. Not to stop trusting, word, but to be selective with your trust. Being selective means understanding that not everyone deserves access to your deepest self, word. It means learning that friendship is not a title you hand out easily. It is earned over time, proven through actions, tested in silence, word, and refined in storms. You don't need a crowd to walk with you. You don't need dozens of so-called friends who disappear when it matters. You need a handful of people, sometimes only one, whose actions speak louder than their words. So don't let betrayal turn you bitter. Let it make you wiser. Don't let disloyalty destroy your faith in humanity. Let it sharpen your ability to discern. And don't let temporary people harden your heart against the rare souls who are genuine. Be selective, guard your space, but keep your heart open. Because when you find true loyalty, when you encounter real friendship, it will be worth more than all the counterfeits you had to release along the way. Selective, not bitter. That is how you protect your peace and still leave room for the real connections life was meant to give you.